Hi, this is Brett Douglas again from the Connecticut Alt-Right with another weekly update for you. A lot of important things happen in the political world this week. I'm going to go over the 5 most important. Number 1, I think the most important was, let me look up my notes a little bit here, was the disarming of the Syrian rebels. This was a very good thing that Donald Trump did at the beginning of last week, middle of last week. I believe it was Thursday. He's been arming the rebels, and he's not going to be doing it anymore. He was talking about it for a while. This is good news for a couple reasons. Number 1, it makes our relationship with Russia better. And number 2, it makes Israel angry. As a matter of fact, Israel is going to continue sending the rebels food. They call it the Good Neighbor Act. At the same time that they call this the Good Neighbor Act, Israel sending them food, they won't send water to Gaza when they need it. So that's their other neighbor. There's a couple ways of looking at that. And number 2, this one is not such good news. The Trump-Jeff Sessions fight continues. Trump keeps talking about and threatening to get rid of him, and he's the most important person that's been standing by Donald Trump throughout the campaign and everything. Very, very important man. I hope they work out their differences. Now, there's a third one that's good news. Wasserman Schultz. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is in a heap of trouble. An IT staff member, I believe it's pronounced Iwan. He was apprehended and arrested at the airport trying to leave. He did computer work for Schultz during the Trump election. And he got caught charging double for all his work. Now he has to have one of those ankle bracelets and a curfew. This is going to be getting good. It may lead to maybe even Hillary getting in trouble. Now, so I put that under good news. Liberals won't, of course, but now I'll go to the 4th one. This one isn't so much to do with Donald Trump. It's more to do with Kentucky. Good news in Kentucky. They have a very good governor, Matt Bevin, Republican, very conservative. He's trying to shut down the last abortion clinic. The reason why this is good news and slightly tied into the Trump administration is, think about this. If they become the first state without an abortion clinic, when Justice Kennedy retires, it'll make it easier for Donald Trump to appoint a person that is pro-life in the Justice Department. Supreme Court. So that's something to look into. And now, number 5, no more transgenders in the Army. It's about 0.1%. They said 15,000 people that are transgender in the Army. That number seems kind of high for me. But either way, I think that's good news. They don't belong in the Army. I'll go into more detail on each subject, I'm sure, especially the Syrian arm one and what's going on with Jeff Sessions and Donald Trump. The Jeff Sessions one, I really hope that gets resolved quickly. Jeff Sessions is very conservative and done a lot of good over the years. So that's very important. So I think I respect him, Jeff Sessions, probably even more than Donald Trump. He's been a lot longer in the political world. Now, as far as the disarming that I put number one as most important are the rebels. This is very good too, because it's starting to show that Assad isn't as bad as the mainstream media is putting him out to be. I'm sure he's not a good man, but but he's a good leader right now for Syria, I believe, because just think about it. If Assad wasn't the leader of Syria, who would be in control there? ISIS would be. So that's something to think about. I've mentioned that before in other videos. Very, very important if we ever want to end this whole terrorist war, Muslims and all that in the Middle East. We got to start making some smarter decisions, and I hope Trump starts doing it and doesn't follow in the footsteps of Obama. And the transgenders, I'll go back to that for a second. That's not really significant. It's only 0.1%. But what's interesting is Donald Trump tweeted out that there won't be any more transgenders in the Army when he originally said Mattis was going to be in charge of this. And Mattis said he was going to think about it for 6 months. Now, Trump flip-flopped a little on this. I hope Mattis doesn't fall into the Jeff Sessions thing where he starts fighting with Mattis now and Sessions. Those two are the two very, very important people in his administration. Mattis, Bannon, Jeff Sessions. So I hope he works out things there. But like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on these things, and later on during the week, I'll get back to you on them. But the newest one that people can follow, themselves is, Google Deborah Wasserman Schultz and see what's going on with her. I like seeing her in trouble. I never liked that woman. But that's all for now. Brett Douglas, the Connecticut Alt-Right. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.